The story of Mortal Kombat 11 isn't quite finished just yet. NetherRealm just announced Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, an expansion that will add brand new story content that takes place right where Mortal Kombat 11 left off, along with 3 new characters: Fujin, Sheeva, and Robocop.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
That's not all though, because in addition to the content offered in the paid expansion, there will also be a free update on May 26th for all players that will add new stages, stage fatalities, and most importantly, friendships. Here's everything we know so far about Aftermath. The story of Aftermath picks up right at the conclusion of Mortal Kombat 11, so if you haven't beaten it yet, consider this your spoiler warning. From what little we've seen of Aftermath, it seems to almost exclusively follow the DLC characters: Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Fujin, Sheeva, and Sindel. That's great because their parts in the main Mortal Kombat 11 story were practically non-existent, aside from a few short scenes with Sheeva. After defeating Kronika, Raiden, and the now literally godlike Liu Kang are about to create a brand new timeline of their own making, only to be interrupted by Shang Tsung, who had previously been captured by Kronika along with Fujin and Nightwolf, and was freed upon her defeat. Shang Tsung warns that if Liu Kang creates a new timeline, he will destroy all the realms because, in the process of defeating Kronika, he destroyed her crown. The crown essentially acted as a key to make Kronika's hourglass work, and trying to use the hourglass without it would only invite disaster. And so their only option is to send Shang Tsung, Fujin, and Nightwolf back in time in order to retrieve Kronika's crown before she's able to obtain it. From the trailer, we can see 3 confirmed new stages, 2 of which are returning from prior Mortal Kombat games. There's the Deadpool, which originated in Mortal Kombat 2 in 1992, and the Soul Chamber, which debuted in Mortal Kombat 3 in 1995. And then there's whatever this stage is. Stage fatalities are making a comeback as well, and we got our first taste of the Deadpool stage fatality in the reveal trailer, where Sub-Zero uppercuts Scorpion onto a hook, which is then lowered down into a pool of acid. Friendships have been missing in Mortal Kombat ever since 1996's Mortal Kombat trilogy, but they're finally making a comeback in Aftermath. We've seen 3 so far: Scorpion spearing a huge teddy bear for a big ol' hug, Noob using his clones to jump some rope, and Kano putting another shrimp on the Barbie. Rather than release characters one by one, we're getting 3 DLC characters up front as part of Combat Pack 2. The Shokan Queen Sheeva, Raiden's brother and the God of Wind, Fujin, and of course, Robocop. Sheeva's last playable appearance in a Mortal Kombat game was Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011, though she did have a brief part to play in the Mortal Kombat 11 story. Sheeva's gameplay style is described as a grappler, with throws to cover every situation: low grapple, overhead grapple, anti-air grapple, and of course, her unblockable teleport slam. Fujin hasn't been a playable character in Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat Armageddon way back in 2006. But he has been present in Mortal Kombat lore since then, notably fighting alongside his brother in 2015's Mortal Kombat X. His fighting style revolves around a sword, a crossbow, and his wind powers, the latter of which he uses to manipulate both his weapons and his enemies. And then there's Robocop, who features both the iconic voice and likeness of Peter Weller, who of course played Alex Murphy in the original Robocop 1 and 2. Robocop is described as a character who excels at keeping his opponents at bay with his Auto 9 pistol, flamethrower, riot shield, and shoulder cannon that can be loaded with various different types of ammo. Along with the 3 new characters, there will be also 3 character skin packs that will be released over time. There are 3 options when it comes to pre-ordering or purchasing Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath when it's released on May 26th. For those who own MK11 and the first Combat Pack already, there's a $39.99 upgrade pass that gets you all of the content in Aftermath, both the story DLC and the Combat Pack 2 characters. If you have MK11 but not the first Combat Pack, there's a bundle containing Aftermath and Combat Pack 1 that costs $49.99. And finally, if you're completely new to MK11 and you want everything, there's the Aftermath Collection, which contains vanilla MK11, Combat Pack 1, and the Aftermath expansion, all for the cost of $59.99. Physical versions will be available in June, for the Americas only. It's also important to emphasize that friendships, the new stages, and stage fatalities are not part of Aftermath. They will all be part of the free update that will be available to all players. And that's everything we know. Let us know in the comments what character you're most excited about, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.